It's Holly. Holly's humble home. Yeah.
Okay guys, so in this video, I have 3 crafts that I'm going to do for you guys. And I'm going to get 3 crafts done just by using one pick from Hobby Lobby. We're going to get 3 different crafts out of this. And I'm going to reuse some ribbon. And these leaves and this little pine cone came off of this pick as well. I just kind of started taking them apart before I showed it to you, and I said, oh wait, stop. But this is all one pick, and we're gonna get 3 crafts from one pick. And I took the price tag off of that pick, but I think it was only $2.99 or maybe $3.99, and it was 40% off. So I'm also going to use this from Dollar Tree. Now you guys have seen these. They're like the little wooden pumpkins. They had a blue one, and I believe they had a green one, if I'm not mistaken. Well, I went with the orange because remember, I like orange. It's fall and it's orange and I like orange. So I went with the orange one. So I'm going to take everything off of here though first. And I'm not sure if I'm going to reuse this black word that says thankful. I might. I'm not sure. It's a little scuffy. It came from Dollar Tree. It looks like maybe it had been rough handled a little bit. I don't know. But I might reuse it. I might not. Oh look, it's on there twice. Huh, that's funny. So okay, I'm just going to try and take it off and not damage it, just in case I decide to use it. Sometimes I change my mind when I'm midway through a craft, and I'll say, oh no, I'm not going to use that, and then midway through I'm like, oh yeah, I think I might. So that's why I don't want to damage this. Okay, so I have that there. We're going to put that aside. And I'm also going to take this little leaf. Oh, got the little leaf off, and I kept my finger. That's good. I almost got myself. Be careful, guys. Crafting can be dangerous. Whoever said crafting was safe? Okay, so just tidying up as we go. Trying to tidy up as I go. Okay, so this paper here comes off. Now, I know I'm probably not going to get all of it off, and that's okay. I'm not too concerned with that. I just want to try and get most of it, especially around the bottom and the corners, because I'm going to decoupage another piece of paper onto it, so I want it to be flat and I don't want the orange to be showing through. So I think that's good. I think we got enough off to where we'll be fine. Let's see if I can get off a little bit more. I will. I don't want to spend all day peeling off paper. Okay, I think we're good, guys. I think we're good. Okay, so putting my trash behind me over there. So I'm going to turn, now this is the scrapbook paper that I chose. I thought this was really pretty and elegant, and you know, in case you're doing a more neutral fall decor, I wanted to have something for everyone. So got this from Dollar Tree. It's $1.25. You peel that off there. Okay, we got that off there too. Oh look, we got, oh wow. We almost got all of it. Just about. Okay. This is a thick piece of paper, so you're not going to see anything coming through on here, okay? But I'm going to turn it over, and I am going to cut out. I try to reuse my scrapbook paper, guys, so when I cut stuff out of my scrapbook paper, if I can, I try to line things up, because that way I can reuse the scrapbook paper. If I did it in the middle, I wouldn't be able to. But now, as you can see, I have a whole other piece here that I can use for maybe another one or just for something else. Just a little tidbit, that's all. So I'm just going to take my little pencil here, and I'm just going to trace around. It also is less cutting if you can line up your corners in your lines. It's less cutting, less work. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this out now. I got some styrofoam here on my scissors. from a prior project. So just cutting this out, and then we're just going to decoupage it. And I try to cut as neatly as I can. And I really try to follow the lines as much as possible. There we go. We're almost done. It's another rainy day here on the East Coast, but I am not complaining because I would rather have rain over humidity any day of the week. So there we go. All right, so, and look, I still have this whole big piece of scrapbook paper for another project. I am all about reusing, guys, and saving money. Okay, so that's perfect. And then we'll get this decoupaged on. We'll sand around the edges so that you don't see any edges. And then we will decorate this, and we're going to do a little painting. So we got a couple little things that we're going to do, but first let's get it decoupaged on. Then I'm going to set it aside while it dries, and we're going to get started on our other projects. And remember, we're doing all of these projects with just that one little pick. So when I decoupage, I want to use a good amount because I want it to stick, but I also don't want it to be gooping. And I don't want it to show through the paper. I don't want to have goops showing through the paper. So just use your discretion when you're applying the decoupage, but use enough to where, you know, it sticks and it stays on. And I try to keep my strokes in one continuous pattern. I just think it looks neater and it dries neater. Okay, so we have that done there. And now I'm just going to put this on here just like this. Make sure it's nice and straight. Just like that. I think this scrapbook paper is just so pretty. I hope that you're able to tell, but it's got a little bit of an iridescence to it. It looks really, really elegant. It's a very elegant piece of paper. And I think it's going to be really pretty for this craft. Okay, so really quickly, while everything's drying, I'm going to get all of our painting and everything done at once. So I have these two colors here for the stem. This is just a little metallic gold. Come on, there we go. Oh, probably a little too much, don't need all that. It's half empty anyway. And then I'm just gonna add a little bit of green. Just a little touch of green to it. There we go, just like that. I'm gonna use the same paintbrush because it's not gonna make a difference either way. There we go. So it just kind of toned down that gold a little bit just by adding a little touch of green to it. And then we're just going to just paint the stem here, just like this. It's almost like a nice chartreuse color, and I think that's really pretty with this. Okay, so we're gonna let that dry. We're gonna set that aside. And while all of that's drying, we're going to move on to our next craft. We will come back to this, okay? This is not done. We're gonna come back to it, I promise. So, using these two pumpkins, I got these two pumpkins a couple years ago from Hobby Lobby, and I have used them multiple ways during the fall months. It's got a little boo-boo on the back, but that's okay. We're not gonna worry about that. We're gonna hide that. But I wanna make a little topiary with this. So I'm going to pull these out. They come right out. And I'm gonna save these because I'm gonna use them. So I'm gonna save the leaves because I'm gonna use them for something else. So we're gonna put that one over there. I'm gonna put this I don't know if I'm going to use this again, but I'm going to keep it because, again, keep your scraps because you just never know. And then I'm going to put this one in the middle. Now this was just a pick. So we have, this one's a little bit heavier. So we're going to put these two together here, and then we have one that we're going to put on top. And I'm going to get my hot glue gun. And we're going to break out the messy stuff. And that would be the Spanish moss. Okay. So we're just going to get our Spanish moss on here. All right, just like this. And we want it to be coming out and down the sides. This is going to be really cute and pretty. Just like that. And I'm going to use these two leaves from this pick. I'm going to use a few different leaves. But I am going to use these two leaves from this pick here. And I'm going to put one here like this. Just going to hot glue him down there just like that. And if the leaves are poking up, guys, because sometimes the leaves don't lay flat, just use a little dab of glue and it'll be fine. Okay, so then we're going to put this pumpkin up here in the middle. This is our middle pumpkin. I want to make sure I get him on there straight. I want to make sure I got him on there straight, and we do. Okay, so that worked out there. All right, so we have that on there. I just gave it a second to dry a little bit. And so now we are going to use the other leaf that's on that pick. And this is just a nice video, guys, of just utilizing what you have, using what you have. I used one pick, so it's going to be a very budget-friendly decor video. And again, we're getting 3 crafts out of this video from this one pick here from Hobby Lobby. Uh-oh, drop my glue. All right, so I used a generous amount of glue on here. Okay, so we have our Spanish moss on there. And if you guys hear my puppy dogs in the background, they bark at anything that moves. So if you hear them barking, that's why. It's a little early in the morning and we've got some kiddos. We got some kitties on their way to school. And so of course my dogs have to say good morning to everyone. That's just what doggies do. So just putting a little bit of glue over here to make my leaf lay down a little flatter because I don't like it when they're bent. Y'all know I'm a little bit of a stickler about things. I like things to lay just this way, just the way I want them to. Okay, so I do have this extra little leaf here, but I'm going to save this for something else. And this came from the little pumpkin over here that we're doing. So I'm going to put that over there because that's going to be for something else. So I got my 2 little leaves on here. And then this is the top part of our topiary that I'm going to put right on top here. And I love how this looks. I just want to figure out how I want the leaves to be. See these leaves here? I want to look and see how I want them facing and how I want the stem and all facing. I think I'm going to do it just like that, just like so. Okay, so I'm going to put this on here. I'm using a generous amount of hot glue for this craft, guys, because I'm not using any epoxy. The epoxy is very stinky. It is so stinky, and I don't like to breathe that in. Whenever I use the E6000 or any kind of glue or epoxy, I like to have my windows open and my fan on, but it is raining today, so I don't want to get rain all over my windowsill. So I said I'm just going to go with the hot glue because my hot glue is odorless, and that way I don't have to worry about the stinky stuff. So this is our topiary so far. This is what we have so far. And what I want to do with this, it's going to take a moment for that hot glue to really adhere because it's very, very hot. My hot glue gun runs very hot, so whenever you use hot glue, guys, please try not to burn yourself. I have burnt myself so many times. Just little burns, but they still hurt, you know. So, okay, so I have it turned the way that I want it to be turned. Now I am going to add a little bit more of the Spanish moss, just in little places here and there, just to make it look more pronounced, because again, I really do like the look of Spanish moss, especially with my fall crafts. I just think it's so pretty. It looks so pretty and so rustic and just natural, and it's almost got a little bit of a witchy vibe to it, you know. So I really like the Spanish moss. Okay, so I'm going to use a little bit more. I'm going to put a little bit more over here because I just want it to look a little balanced. I don't want to have a bunch of Spanish moss over here, but none over here. Okay, so I added just a little bit more, and I did not burn myself, yay me. All right, so we have that there just like that. Okay, so now I have, from this same pick, I have some of these little berries. I have another little berry bunch here. I have some of this little, oh goodness, raffia. I couldn't think of the word, guys. I got a little bit of this raffia here, and I'm going to use this part for something else. And look how easy that came out. I'm going to use the pumpkin for something else as well. So I'm not going to use the little pumpkin on this craft. That is going to be for something. That's going to be for our third craft that we're going to use, that we're going to get from this pick. But I do want to use these little things here, because I just think that they will add to this little craft. Oh good, and this one has a wire in it so it bends, so that's neat. And I'm just going to, whoa, don't fall over. I'm just going to add some of these little berries here. And I think I want these little berries coming down over here. I think they'll be seen more over here. So I'm just gonna add them. Do I want that side or do I want this side? You know what, I think I want the other side to be shown because some of the colors are a little different. So there we go. Okay, we'll do that. Just gonna tuck him in right there. And we can always add on some more hot glue and some more raffia, some more Spanish moss if we need it. Okay, and I'm going to take this little piece here, and I'm going to have this one coming down over here on this side. I think this would be cute here. Let's see, is that going to work there? Yeah, I think it will. Let me just trim this little piece here a little bit. And we will put that down over there. And Spanish moss is always a good way to hide hot glue and anything like that. So there we go, we have that there. And I'll add a little bit more Spanish moss here in just a moment. Okay. And then I think I want to put this other little piece. I might put this other little piece over here also. This is turning out really cute, guys. I'm going to show it to you in one quick second. Okay. So I got our little Spanish moss. I got it tucked in our little Spanish moss, I meant to say. And I am going to have to add a little bit more Spanish moss, but that's okay. But first, I think what I might do is get some of this raffia on here. Take this going. Let's see. Yeah, I want to get a little bit of this raffia here. I want to make sure I have some for all of it. Definitely want to have some coming down over here. Okay. I might have to use that other Spanish moss that I have, because I may not have enough of the the current moss I'm using. I might have to use something a little different here in a minute. And then I'm just going to spread those out like that. There we go. This is starting to look really, really cute, guys. I just want to show it to you. All right. I'm going to take this other little piece here and I'm going to stick it over here. So I'm kind of doing like a little bit of a zigzag with the little decorations that we're putting on here, the little decor elements that we're using. Just doing a little bit of a zigzag, not going to burn my hands, so I'm using my little tool here to push it up under there. There we go. Gotta save the skin, save the skin. Okay. Oh, this is turning out so beautiful, guys. Look. Look at how cute it looks with just adding the raffia onto it. And remember, this is craft number 2 that we're getting from just the one pick. Come on, stand up straight for me now. Stand up straight for me. Okay. And do I want to put this one up top, or do I want to... You know what? I think I will. Yes, I will put this one up top, but I'm going to tie this one around the stem. I'm going to tie this bad boy around the stem here. And that's going to hold him on there. I'm also going to use a little bit of that black and white buffalo check farmhouse ribbon. I call it the farmhouse ribbon because I just think it's farmhousey. But I really like it. I really like the white and black buffalo check. Oh, that turned out cute. I love when things turn out right the first time. I really do. All right, get you on there. So I'm gonna add a little bit of Spanish moss to the top. I'm gonna put some little farmhouse ribbon elements on. Oh, and I am running out of the Spanish moss. Like I said, we might have to use the other one. But let me use what I have and see. Let me see how far we can get. Okay. Going to add this in here. And guys, remember, these are all, these pumpkins here, they were all picks that I had gotten from Hobby Lobby. I had all of these already. And I'm trying to change up my decor. You don't have to go out and buy brand new decor every season. You can just change up your existing decor. So I got my moss on there, and we got our moss on there, okay? And now I'm just going to use the rest of the moss that I have here, and I'm going to add some more to the top. This is turning out so cute, guys. I love this. Please stick with me, and I'm going to show you how cute this was. This was so easy. Oh my goodness. I just had fun with this. You know what? Remember we saved this and we weren't sure what we were going to do with it? What if I put it, oh my goodness, guys, what if I put it on here? Oh, I think I might do that. Oh, do I want to do that? I think I might. I'm not sure. I am not sure. You know what though? Something's bothering me about this. In case I use this on this little topiary here, see how ugly the back is because we took it off? I need to fix that because, like I told you guys, I can be really particular about things. So if I'm going to use something and if the back, even if the back just might be shown, I have to finish it. I have to finish it. I have to make it look complete. I just don't want anyone to pick this up and see an ugly back to our sign. Okay, so let's let that dry because I do think that I'm going to use that. How fun it is to mix and match your crafts and reuse stuff, and oh my goodness, I get so excited. So I'm gonna let that dry. I'm gonna get my ribbon. I gotta get a little bit of paint off my hands and I'll be right back. All right guys, I'm back. I cleaned up my area a little bit and I got what I'm going to call our stabilizer for our topiary. This is just the lid to a candle and it's gold, so it looks folly if anyone were to see it. I'm going to use it to stabilize our topiary. Use what you have on hand, and that is what I have on hand, and that is going to work out perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a whole bunch of glue to the bottom here. And again, it is just a lid to a candle. It's just the lid to a candle, and I am just going to glue, lots of glue there. And it's going to stabilize our topiary for us. Perfect. And now it is perfectly straight. It is not going to wobble or tumble over anymore. I love these pumpkins, but they don't always stand up straight for you. All right, so we have that there, okay? So now we have some of our decor on. We have our little sign that I'm gonna put on. I'm thinking that I'm going to do the ribbon here now. And I really want to use this buffalo check ribbon. I think this is so pretty, and it with the orange, I think it's just absolutely beautiful. Let me get this a little bit better in frame for you guys. There you go. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna cut this into thirds. I'm not doing a bow or anything like that. I am going to dovetail my ends. This might even be a little too long. I might even be able, you know what? I'm gonna use this twice. This is a little, yeah, it's a little long. Okay. So that's fine. I have some ribbon left over for another craft. And then I'm just going to, I have this here. I'm just going to give it a little twist there in the middle. And then I'm just going to have some of it sticking out of the side over here. I'm going to put a little glue on it. And I am just going to tuck him in right here. Just like that. I'm going to use my little tool here so that we don't get burned. And we're just going to push that right in there like that. And there we go. So we've got our little ribbon on there. Okay. Perfect. And then I'm going to use another little piece of this ribbon, and we're going to do the same thing over here. And again, just going to twist it in the middle, just like that. Pull him down like this. Put him over here in the corner. Use our little tool again to push it in where it won't be seen, just like that. Just going to push him on in there. Now you could have put this on before you put the pumpkins on top of each other, but I wasn't sure how I was going to do it, but this looks just fine. This looks great. Okay, and then just crimp in our little ribbon, just like so. So we have our little ribbon on there, and then I'm going to put our little pine cone on top there. We created a little nook for our pine cone to go into right there. Okay guys, so I did decide to use a little bit of this green moss. I am going to use a little bit of it because my hot glue is really hot, and it's being a little runny on me. So I'm going to use a little bit of this moss, and this is not the same moss as the Spanish moss. It's almost like it's almost kind of powdery. I'm not sure if that's the correct way to describe it, but it's really kind of neat. So, and it goes really nicely with the leaves. So it kind of just makes all the colors tie in together. So I took another look at this and I said, you know what? I think I am going to use that moss. 2 different moss is not a big deal. In fact, it's just more texture, and I think it just adds to it all. So I just kind of tucked a little bit down in here as well. And I actually like this moss. I was never really wanting to use this moss before, but it's this greenish yellowy type of moss. It's pretty neat. And I'm just going to use a little bit more over here. our trusty tool out so we don't burn ourselves. Just like that. And there we have it. And this turned out really cute. I am gonna get our little thankful sign on here. If I can get some of the glue off of here. All the little glue strands. So we have our little thankful sign. And where do we want to put it? You know what? I think I'm gonna put it on this top one here. And I just want to show you guys what we have so far. Look at how cute this is. And this was just using less than one pick because we're using that pick on all three of these crafts today. And we're reusing the little Dollar Tree sign. We're gonna glue that onto our little pumpkin here. It says thankful. And I think it's gonna turn out really cute. And the one thing I've been noticing about this glue is that it really runs high. And it likes to drip, and I don't like that. So I thought maybe if I did that, it wouldn't be so drippy. And I put this sign on at a little bit of a crooked angle because I thought that would be cute. And here we go, guys. Look at how cute that is. I think that looks so cute. I'm gonna show it to you in a different angle here. Okay guys, so here we have it. It is all done. And I just think it looks really cute. Now I put a little Spanish moss down there on the bottom with the little base we used. And remember that base was a candle, the lid to a candle. And then that little stick came from the Spanish moss bag. So I just kind of hot glued that little stick in there and it just added a little bit more support. And it also just looks cute. So I wanted to put that in there too. Just a little bit more fall-y, a little more nature on our little craft here. And then this is how we just decorated it. We just have some pieces from that pick with some Spanish moss and the other moss we used, the green moss. And then just moving on up, just our little leaf there, another piece of decor from that same pick, a little bit more Spanish moss. We put some more over here with some of the buffalo check ribbon. And I just think this turned out really cute. And remember, I had the pumpkins on hand. Oh, here's the top. How could I forget? Here's the top with our little thankful sign. And the thankful sign had been a little beaten up because it came from the Dollar Tree piece that we're using. And so I just took a black Sharpie marker and I just touched up all the edges where it was beaten up a little bit, and now it looks fine. And then there is the top of our little topiary, our little fall pumpkin topiary. So I hope that you guys like that. I think it turned out really cute. I love it. I think it's adorable. So I hope you guys like that. So moving on, let's get to our other crafts that we're doing. Okay guys, so this is the little pumpkin that we're redoing from the Dollar Tree pumpkin. We decoupaged a piece of scrapbook paper onto here. And then we just painted this with a little bit of paint to give it, that's gonna be the stem for our pumpkin. And we're just going to just gently sand the edges down of our paper here so it just doesn't look like it's sticking up. It just kind of makes it flow. It just makes it look, you know, more flush. Doing the same up here. There we go. It's taken off a little bit of the paint, but that's not a big deal. I'm not worried about that. This is going to turn out really pretty. So remember that we are using just one pick that we had got from Dollar Tree that I showed you at the beginning of this video. We are still just using that one pick, but in the topiary video that we did just a moment ago, I had taken this from the top of one of the pumpkins that we used and I saved it. So I think I am going to incorporate that in here as well. because I think that's going to look really cute and really pretty. So I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue there, just like this. Where's my little tool? I use my little tool so we don't get burned. My hot glue really does run hot. Oh my goodness, does it ever. I have burnt myself a couple of times, friends, and it does not feel good. If you hear the little pitter patter of little feet in the background, that is my pupper. She has her bone and she's playing with her little bone. She gets very excited. So I'm going to trim this off here, and this is a little long, so I am actually going to maybe take a little bit. I don't want to take too much off of it, but I'm going to have this here, and the bow that we're going to put on is going to hide everything that you see here. I'm also going to use a little bit more of that moss. Those are my puppies playing. All right, so I'm going to set it up here. And the orange is going to tie in. See how we still have the orange around the sides and on the back here? Well, on the sides, not the back, sorry. So our ribbon is just going to tie it all in together. That was my thought process by picking out this ribbon. Plus, it is that velvet ribbon that is, in my opinion, I think it is just so pretty and it just looks so much more high-end. So I'm just going to tie it around the stem here, just like this. And all I wanted to do was just what I did there, just like this. Just going to pull this up like that because I want it to all hang down. And then I'm just going to trim the edges, just like this. And I think that this is just so pretty and elegant and simple, and I just really love how this one here turned out, guys. I really hope that you do too. And so here we are, guys. That is the first craft that we did using that pick that we're using. This is the second one that we just finished, and this was the Dollar Tree pumpkin that we upscaled. We just made him a little bit more high-end using that really pretty iridescent scrapbook paper. We added some pieces from that pick as well. We used a little bit of moss, a little bit of paint, and some of that really pretty velvet ribbon. And I think he turned out really nicely. I want to see if you can see the candlelight onto the paper there. See how pretty that paper is? I thought that would be so nice. And that pumpkin was very simple. All right, so we're going to get to our last craft using that same pick. Okay guys, so this is our final craft that we're going to do for this video, and we are still using that same pick that we saw at the beginning of the video. Now, you guys probably recognize this. This is from Dollar Tree, just one of those little glass candle holders. Now, I could paint this if I wanted to. I'm not going to paint it just for sake of time, and also it doesn't need to be painted. I do like the glass by itself because this is going to be a little bit of another little elegant, just a little elegant craft here. So I'm going to, this is another lid from a candle, okay? So this had been a candle jar, and I'm just using the lid from it. I tried to get the plastic part off. It doesn't matter if you do or if you don't. You're not going to see it. Let's take this little piece out of here. This is another little pumpkin that was part of that pick. So let's just take the little piece out that was holding him on there so that he will sit flat for us. Maybe push that in a little bit. Just a little piece of it sticking out. Just gonna push that in there so he'll sit flat, and there we go. Okay, that's good. Okay, so first we're gonna get this glued on here. And again, it's raining, so I normally would use epoxy, but I don't like to use epoxy with my windows closed because it just smells so badly. So we're just gonna use some hot glue, and I think that'll be fine. My hot glue is pretty good. Okay, so I have this leaf here, And this had come from the first craft we did with the little Dollar Tree pumpkin that we decoupaged. So I'm going to use this leaf here. I'm going to use a couple of leaves over here from the pumpkin pick that we use. This is the pumpkin from the pumpkin pick. So we're going to get that going here. And I'm also going to use some of this moss. And I'm going to put a generous amount of glue around here like this. And I'm going to put the one leaf over here, just like that. And now this leaf over here is a little long, so I'm not sure if I'm going to use him or not. So I'm going to take the top part of this pumpkin out here just like this. I don't think I'm going to use this leaf, guys, but I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Because do you see how these leaves are bent? That really bothers me. I don't like my crafts that have bent leaves. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to trim them down. I'm just going to trim them down. Just going to round the edges, and I'm just going to take care of it just like that, because I don't like to have the leaves bent. I told you guys I'm a little bit of a stickler. I don't like bent leaves. I don't like the way that looks. That bothers me. It really bothers me, guys. So we took care of that, and it makes your craft look more high end and more finished when things are just, you know, not bent. Okay. So I'm going to add our moss to the top here. We're going to add a little bit more glue for our moss. I told you guys I'm a little bit of a stickler. I like things to lay just so. If they don't lay the way that I want them to, it really bothers me. So that's just me, guys. That's just how I do things. We all have our little quirks. Okay, so I just added a little bit more moss there. Just like that. If you guys have stayed with me throughout this video, I really appreciate it. I know it's a little bit longer than I usually do, but I just had so many ideas that I wanted to share with you guys. And it's October 2nd today, so I'm just like, oh my goodness, time is flying. So I just wanted to get this stuff out for you guys, because I want you to have all these ideas, you know, for Halloween, for Thanksgiving, for dinner parties. I just want you to have all these ideas. I just wanted to share them with you before it got too late, because you know as well as I do, here pretty soon we're going to be doing Christmas. Oh my gosh, can't believe it, but that's just how it goes, you know. So I'm going to put the pumpkin on the top here like this, and I'm wondering, do I want to add on my ribbons? And I think I do. And me just being me, I had put my ribbon all the way over there, so I had to go get it. Okay, so I think I'm going to cut this ribbon in half. I do like to reuse a lot of craft items, guys, because our craft items do get a little expensive. So I do like to reuse a lot of things. I think I'm just going to do something like this. Over here on the side, we twist him like that. I think I might keep this little ribbon, this little bow, really simple. Yes, I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm going to put these two ribbons together here. And I am just going to create this one little thing here, this one little loop thing here, just like this. Gonna have them coming out here like that, just like so. I think I'm going to take him, cut him a little bit there, and then just gonna tie this around. I just want to have a little touch of a ribbon, because this is a small little craft guys. So I don't want the ribbon, actually I'm gonna make these loops a little smaller. I don't want the bow or the ribbon to overpower the little craft itself. This is going to be something that you could put like on a little windowsill, that you could put maybe on a little nightstand, even on your desk. I used to be a bank teller a few years ago. I was a bank teller for 4 years. And I used to love putting cute little things on my desk for, on my little station for the holidays. So something like this is really cute. If you have like a little desk or a little station, you can still decorate it and be nice and festive. Okay, so I'm just gonna dovetail the little ends of our ribbon here, because we always want to finish our ends no matter what we're doing with our ribbon. You always want your ends to be nice and finished. So I'm going to take the orange bow and I'm going to make it a little longer. I'm just going to make it a little bit longer just so that it's seen. Okay. All right. And so I'm going to just kind of get my little ribbon going the way that I want it to go. There we go. And there we go. Come on, don't do that. All right. So I'm going to just put my little ribbon, let's see. Do I want to put them on this side? Do I want to put him on this side? I don't want to put him on that side. Do I want to put him here in the front? You know what? I think I'm going to put him right there in the front, just like so. So let me get a little bit of hot glue there. And guys, I know I've told you this, but my hot glue is hot. I think I'm going to look into another hot glue gun here soon, because this is really hot. I have burnt my finger with this hot glue gun a couple of times, like, oh my goodness. Okay. So once again, just me playing with the bow. Holly, leave the ribbon alone. It's just something I do, guys. I like for it to lay perfectly. I like it to lay the way I want it to lay. Okay, we're gonna push that aside. I'm going to stop fiddling with that. So, our pumpkin. Now, I found the cutest little candle, and it is little. I'm gonna put the pumpkin right inside of here like this, and I'm just going to cut out a little hole in here. I'm going to try not to completely destroy this little pumpkin here, but I have to cut out a little hole in the middle here so I can put our candle in there. And again, I just thought this would be so cute. Now you could use a bigger candle if you wanted, like a different kind of candle. You could use a battery operated one. I don't have one that is small enough for this little pumpkin here. I don't know if they come smaller, they might. I'm just not sure if they do or not. I've never seen them that small, but maybe there's something I don't know. So I'm going to use a little bit more of that moss. Now this moss is a little bit messier than your regular Spanish moss, but I used to not like this moss, guys. But in this video, I discovered that, you know what? I actually kind of do like it. It's very, it does very well for fall. It looks really nice for fall, in my opinion. Okay, so we have our little candle inside of our little pumpkin, and that's just the pumpkin from the pick. So I'm going to hot glue our pumpkin onto this right here. I'm just going to put a nice generous amount of glue on here, and I'm just going to hold it there for it to dry, and then I'm going to show you guys how this looks, and that will conclude our video. to put something in the middle of the bow. I think I do. So I'm going to get a little acorn. I go in my yard all the time, guys, and I get like little acorns or little pine cones. I have a couple of pine trees in my yard, and it just makes everything right. So let me go grab a little acorn. It's right over here on the table. I'm just gonna step away for 1 second, friends. Okay, and I'm back. Hi, I'm back. Okay. So yes, oh my goodness, I'm totally gonna put that little acorn. Oh my gosh, guys, this turned out so cute. Sometimes you just get that one little element. You get that one little element, and then it just brings it all together, and you're like, woohoo, that's what it needed. You're like, that's what it needed. That just completes it. The acorn completes me. With this craft at least. Okay. Oh my goodness, guys, this turned out so cute. Let me just get a little bit more glue over here. There we go. Just want to get a little bit more. I just want to make sure that this is very, very sturdy. There we go. I'm going to get my tool so I don't burn myself with this crazy glue gun. Okay. And we got it. Oh my goodness, guys, this turned out so cute. Wait till you see it. All right, guys, and there it is. Look how darling he turned out. Look at how cute he is. Just the little candle holder from Dollar Tree. Just some remnants from that pick. We put our little candle inside of the little pumpkin there with some moss. We made just a little bow. We added a little acorn. There's our little acorn right in there, and just a really cute little fall decor craft that would look so cute on your desk, on your station, in the bathroom, on a windowsill, just a little small space, any little small space that you wanted to decorate. That would be so precious. Now look, I want to give you another idea. You could go in and with that little glass candle holder there from Dollar Tree, you could paint that black with black chalk paint. You could get some of your homespun ribbon, and you would have a nice, cute little primitive candle as well. So you could easily switch out if you don't like the colors I'm using, or if you don't like the orange pumpkins. You could totally have done this topiary over here with white pumpkins. It would have turned out just as pretty. It would have been just as pretty. And over here, I made this little pumpkin here. I made him more elegant using that iridescent scrapbook paper and just adding some remnants and some ribbon. We used that one pick from Dollar Tree, and then we have this beautiful little candle holder right over here. And that is just a little tiny candle. I think you can get them at Dollar Tree. It's just a little tiny candle and a little bit of that moss. So I really hope that you guys liked this video today. I am so happy with the way everything turned out. Thank you so much for being patient and for being here. Thank you for listening to my doggies and their barking. They get so riled up and playful. I have 2 dogs and they love to play. They're very, very happy little babies, and they get so excited with their bones, and they get, oh my goodness, when they see the little kiddos, the little kitties walking to school, they get so just excited. They want to bark and say hi to everybody. So thank you guys so much for being here. If you like this video, I would really appreciate it if you would hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to grow my little channel, and I would just really appreciate it. I'm so glad you are here. I hope that, like me, you are really enjoying this beautiful fall season. I'm so happy that it is fall. It is my favorite season in the entire year. I love it. So I'm trying to make the most of it by adding in some more videos and getting out as many videos as possible with some crafts on there for you guys. So anyway, I just had a really good time with this video, and I hope you guys again are having a great fall season. I hope that the weather wherever you are is great. And speaking about the weather, I did want to say I am praying for everyone that was in the path of Hurricane Helene. So we're up here, I'm in Pennsylvania, and we've just had a little bit of rain, but there are some folks out there that are really struggling right now. And so I just want to, lift up some prayers for them, and just hope and pray that, we can help our fellow Americans, and get everyone to safety, and just praying for all of those who are in mourning, and for those who did not make it. So just want to lift up some prayers for them. uh, I'm gonna start crying if I keep going. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here, and until next time, take care, and I will see you later.